Hey guys. Well, today I'm going to start the wiring in the van. I don't know how far I'll get, but I might just record this in sections as I go along. As you can hear, there's some guy doing weed eating over there. Way over there. I don't know if you can see it. Probably can't see him. Kind of loud. And I just found that A&W over there has free Wi-Fi. I'm a little bit too far out to get it from here, but it's good to know for the future. I can park closer and get some Wi-Fi. That's cool. Man, that thing is loud. He's right behind me. See my side view mirror there. Probably see him now. Anyway, I'll talk about a couple of things I've got to do the wiring with. First, I went to Walmart and I bought this sorted connection pack. 3M, so it's decent quality. 79 different connectors. Cost me $16.50 plus tax. Let's see what's inside. So, got 3 of these things. That's very strange. I'll only give you 3. I actually need 4. These are going to connect to the. My battery has 2 sets of posts. The regular set. I don't know what they call the other set. Maybe auxiliary or something. My battery is an RV marine battery. And so it's a dual battery. You can use it as both your starting battery and your house battery. It has, I think it has 100 amps, 100 amp hours, and it cold cranks to 730, I believe. In my area, it doesn't get that cold, so it should be fine. Worst case scenario, I'll have to make a change in the future, but anyway, I'll show that later on in the video, I guess, when I'm hooking this thing up. So in here, this costs $16.50 for this pack, and it's got lots of different connections. And, you know, it doesn't really matter how you connect the wire as long as the gauge is the right gauge to fit inside, and you just crimp it closed. But I needed these for sure. I needed these for sure. And I got a red one over here. We have yellow ones over here, and I needed these for sure. And each separately costs like $6 at Home Depot, and they give you like 10 or 8 in a pack, but I'm not sure even how much I need. So I figured I'd get this, so it'll be cheaper in the long run, even though paying $16.50 for a bunch of wire connections is seems like a lot of money. But that's just the way she goes. Okay, what else I have here is the wire that I bought. This is 10 gauge, 25 feet. And because I need a negative and a positive, that's going to be 12.5 feet. I hope it reaches, because I got to go all the way from the battery and into the back of the van, or actually into the front of the van, luckily. And then I have 12 gauge of 25 feet. And I think I can get away with using 12 gauge. So I might, if I need to, if I run out of the 10 gauge, I might just use some of this. I don't know. See how it goes. What else I have? These are the clips I'm going to be using to attach the wire to the inside of the van, so that it's all nice and tidy. Got 2 of those, 18 each. That should be enough. And this is something that I bought already, and there's one of these things I don't know if I should use it or trying to find the receipt and bring it back, because with all those other things in that other package, I probably have enough. I don't need to use this, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll save this for last and see if I have any need for it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my solar panel is flexible. It's one of those bendable ones from Renogy. You can bend it 30 degrees. So I thought a lot about how to attach the thing to the roof. And this is what I've come up with. I'm going to have 4 of these where I have a bolt and then a medium washer and then a large washer. And then another small washer, and then it's kind of like a locking nut that has a nylon insert in there, plastic insert. And that's pretty tight. I'll tighten it down more. And then what you do is I'll put the, in the solar panel itself, it has 4 grommets built into it, so they're holes. And I'm going to put one of these in each hole. And then I'm going to use this epoxy JB Weld to permanently attach it to the roof. Well, the bolt will be permanently attached, but this way I'll be able to take this off, because all I have to do is loosen this and this washer will come out and then it'll slide right off. However, I think I'm also going to use some industrial Velcro, and my concern with the Velcro is it's actually not really standard Velcro. It's this very I don't know what the word is. It's kind of like hard plastic that locks together. It's locking. It's not just the material. It's more of like a plastic rather than a cloth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld bod that onto one section onto the roof, one section onto the back of the panel, so I can always take it apart that way as well. So I'll have those 4 bolts in each corner, and then I'll have the industrial Velcro in the front and on the sides, I think. And I think that'll do a pretty good job of keeping it secure. My main concern is I don't want it to fly off on the highway. You know, if you're going 60, 80, 100 kilometers an hour, that's a lot of wind that's going to be pushing up. And I know with this attached, it's not going to fall off. There's no way. So here's my battery. Nautilus Marine RV starting deep cycle. 730 cranking amps, 160 reserve minutes, and 100 amp hours. So it's got the dual posts. You got one for the engine battery connections and the alternates. Now I'm going to put that sucker in. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the wire through that little hole there. I'm pretty sure that's the emergency brake cable. And that will mean I won't have to drill a hole through the firewall. I forget where I read. I think it was actually in the YouTube comments someone mentioned that I could do this. And it's a good suggestion. I might look around to see if there's a better spot, but I think that's pretty good. Okay, back at it. This is continued from yesterday. What happened was I ran out of wire, and I just wasn't going to go any farther, and I was tired, so I stopped. So today, I'm back. I got most of it done. This time we're in the Home Depot parking lot. Hopefully I don't get the boot. Anyway, so I connected all this up. This is, it was a lot of work. So basically you have, this is the wire, that's the 10 gauge wire that goes a negative to the charge controller. And this is the negative to the fuse box. And that's the positive side of things. So it's all hooked down there. Got the wire all tidied up with zip ties. Battery might look a little loose in here, but that's actually quite stable. Like I can't even budge it. So hopefully that'll work. And then got it underneath here. Actually, I need to tidy this up a bit more because I got this wrapped over through here. There's a little rubber boot where the emergency brake cable comes out of. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. I don't know. Probably get some cold air through there later. Anyway, so I zip tied all that in, tucked it in. I'm not really sure what to do with this part. I'm not happy with it, but I think this is one of those press-on plastic things where you snap it in, and I'm worried that if I try to pull it out, it's going to break. So I'll have a think on that. If you can think of a way that I can tidy this up better, tape obviously isn't going to work because it's just going to come off. I could screw into the floor, but I'm not too sure I want to do that. And I come it down there. It's a bit of a mess back there, but then I got it coming out through there, all 4 cables, drill 2 holes. And there she is on this side. One other thing I wanted to mention about the battery. Because this is a deep cycle battery, it's larger than a regular car battery. And because of that, the only way I can make it fit is by taking out the battery tray. So that's why I'm using the rubber bungees instead of having the battery bolted down like the way it originally was, because it won't fit. And when I tried to close the hood, when it was with the tray and it was pushed forward this way, the terminals would be hitting the hood of the van. So that's why I bungeed it. So here we are on the inside. The holes, I wouldn't mind tidying up it somehow, but I didn't have the foresight, the presence of mind to put grommets on there before I put it in. So, oh well, I might be able to fix it up somehow. But honestly, after the hours and hours of work this took, I'm happy just to be finished with it. So then I used some wire retaining clips, screwed it into that piece. It's a good thing I put that thing there, because this Luan that my walls are made out of are very thin. It's only like 1/8 of an inch, and it wouldn't take any screws. And so I hooked it up. I think this is saying low. It says LO, and then there's a dot between the other O. So I assume that that's low, which is not a good feeling. So I got this little cigarette adapter battery tester. I'm going to try putting that in and see what that says. So I don't have the solar panel hooked up yet, of course, because it's going to go in one of these spots. So 0 kilowatts, 612.7 volts. I have no idea what that means. I have to look up the instructions. 612.7 volts. That's what my battery has. Okay. And these buttons don't seem to do anything yet. So anyway, then I got the so basically I used 10 gauge wire to go from the charge controller to the battery, and then I mostly use 10 gauge wire from the battery to the fuse box, but part of it is 12 gauge because I didn't I ran out of wire, and then I already had 12 gauge, but I just bought 10 gauge. It was the same price for the second part. So I got negative on top, positive on the bottom, and this is my crudely wired cable for the Fantastic fan that goes all the way around and over to the Fantastic fan, and that wire will be replaced very soon. But right now I think if that really says low, my first priority is going to be, which I think it does, it's going to be hooking up that solar panel pretty quick, hopefully within the week. But the van starts up fine, so I don't know, maybe I'm just destroying my battery slowly. So this is what it looks like the fuse box with the cover on. No big deal. So this is the battery tester that I have that goes in the cigarette lighter. I've been told these aren't that accurate, but I don't know for sure. So apparently if it's 12.6, your battery is 100%, and 12.4 and below, I think, it's kind of yellow. And I forget what the, actually it says on the back. Okay, so 12.4 is 75%, 12.2 is 50%. So I know that you don't want to go below 50%. So let's plug it in and see what it says. Last time I did this, I think it said like 12.9. Upside down. See, it says 12.69. And the LED is green. Now it says 12.7. I think it's slowly going to go down now. So if that's 12.7, then that should be good. I don't know what the reading... Maybe that charge controller isn't saying low. I have to read the instruction manual and review that. Anyway, guys, just at the... there's a Starbucks over there. I'm going to go over there and wash my hands thoroughly. Maybe buy a cup of tea. Then and my ex-wife was earlier. I got some, I made some chili, some vegan chili. I didn't make it. I took it out of a can, let's be honest here. Took it out of a can and I warmed it up and I'm gonna put it in this thermos that I had, this old junky one. I'm gonna see if it's still warm as of about 5 hours ago. And if it is, that's what I'm gonna have for dinner. So, I guess that's it for the first stage of wiring. Next stage will be attaching the solar panel. So, take care and have a good night.